Alright, I'm going to show you 3 ways to divide. The first being the box method. Why are you not working? Long division. And then synthetic division. So the first thing we're going to do is draw a box with a bunch of cells in it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need all these cells. If I don't need them, I can erase them, or I can add more if I need them. So I'm going to write n plus 2 here, and I'm going to write n cubed right here. And now I'm going to use logic to fill in the rest of the boxes. N times what is n cubed? That is n squared. N squared times 2, that is 2n squared. Now, looking back at the original polynomial, I have 7n squared. So that means I need to put 5n squared here. N times 5n is 5n squared. 5n times 2 is 10n. 10n, we need 9n. So I'm going to subtract 1n. This is negative 1. And this is negative 2, which is here. So there's no remainder. So my answer is n plus 2 times n squared plus 5n minus 1. Now that is completely factored. So let's see how I get the same result using long division. So n goes into n cubed, n squared times n is n cubed. N squared times 2 is 2n squared. And I'm going to subtract. So that means I got to change the signs. So this is 5n squared. This comes down. Plus 9n. This comes down. Minus 2. Now, I go n times 5n squared. That's 5n. So plus 5n. 5n times n is 5n squared. 5n plus 2 is 10n. Subtract, so I change signs. So that's negative n minus 2. That comes down. This is negative 1. 1 times n is negative n. Times negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Subtract, change the signs. That is 0, no remainder. So that becomes n plus 2 times n squared plus 5n minus 5. Same result, different technique, but the same technique at the same time. I hope that you drew conclusions between where my 5n squareds came from. Like, let's look here. The 5n squareds. We got it here and we got it here. We had to extrapolate those. The 10n. It's right here and right here. Okay, now we're going to do something called synthetic division. I need to make this out here be negative 2. This is always this is the opposite of the sign. I'm going to draw a box. And I'm going to write the coefficient of my polynomial. All the coefficients of my polynomial on the top line of the box. So I got 1, 7, 9, negative 2. The 1 gets dropped down. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. This becomes 5. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. This becomes negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1, that becomes 2, and that is 0, leaving no remainder. So our answer is n squared plus 5n minus 1 times, this is a minus 1, and this is an n plus 2.